Welcome to the Big 12 Insiders, your Big 12 sports show. Here's your host, Brien Hanley.
Hey, everybody, what's going on? This is your man, Big B, Brien Hanley, along with Tim Fitzgerald. Welcome back to the Big 12 Insiders, ladies and gentlemen. It is game day, Big 12 Insiders game day. There is really good football games going on within the Big 12 conference this week. You know, last week there were a few. Week before, even less. This week, lot of really good football games. And personally, I think this is going to kind of separate the contenders from the pretenders. I think this is a weekend that we're going to see some shakers and movers within the Big 12 conference. We're right in the middle of conference season. And I think that we're going to see something happen. The power ranking should be interesting coming up next Tuesday, Fitz, but I like this weekend of college football within the Big 12 conference.
I agree. It's going to be fun, and I don't have a game to cover, so I'm going to go complete fat ass and sit on the couch and watch football all day. It's going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
This is such a great schedule of games, with one exception. But yeah, I'm fired up. We don't have an after dark game, so that's good. Nope. Normally I'm a fan of that, but I haven't made it to halftime in many after dark games. It's sad. I've become a sad old man.
Yeah, I try to find a quick 20-minute nap somewhere in there so I can stay up, but I've been staying up. The problem is I stay up for the game, then I can't go back to sleep, and I end up staying up till 3 o'clock in the morning. It's a problem.
That is a problem.
So, this week, before we get started, remember everybody to continue to like, follow, subscribe, continue to get in the comments section, and always hit that notification bell so you know exactly when Big 12 Insiders content comes out. You know, last week, Fitz and I picking these games on fire. Absolutely on fire. Fitz went 5-2. I went 6-1, just absolutely smoking. So for the year so far, Fitz is 16-14, got out of the cellar, or got out of you're back in the money. You're back in the money. And I am 19-11 on fire. Now, again, people, do not take this as betting advice because, first of all, I'm not a bettor. So I'm just telling you that right now. So do not use this as your betting advice because I'm not good at that.
I was a bettor. I was just really bad at it. So I stopped being a bettor. Now I'm better at betting, but I'm not a bettor.
I understand.
It's hard to follow. But
let's get into it. So again, happy Big B, no Friday games. So high school football, here I come on Friday. Absolutely. But first game up, I take that back. It's not actually the first game up. I put these in the order that I think are the best games in the Big 12 conference.
I know which one you're starting with.
Yeah, first one, Cincinnati. My good old friend, Cincinnati Bearcats, going to Oklahoma State. Now, look, again, Oklahoma State, not good. Still fighting, though. Still fighting. Cincinnati should have got a little wake-up call last week. They tried to sleepwalk through a game, and it didn't look good. So the opponent this weekend is even worse, but now you're on the road. You're asking for trouble if you do it. I mean, I still think you could probably sleepwalk through this one and win, but don't put yourself in that position. Cincinnati should have their eye on a bigger prize than just winning this game. They need to go out and play well. So this is an opportunity to be able to do that. They're favored by 21.5 points on the road, which is wild. But I'm going to take them. I'm taking Cincinnati minus 21.5. Fitz.
I would agree with you on that. I'm not sure there's a line right now where I would bet Oklahoma State. Mm-mm. It certainly isn't 3 touchdowns plus a half point.
No.
This game stinks. Cincinnati, just go take care of business. Again, I feel for Oklahoma State fans. This is such a mess. If I was an Oklahoma State fan, I'd throw tortillas on the field. I'm just saying. I'm a rebel though, because that's a trendy thing to do. Not pocket knives. Don't drop them on the sideline, or whatever happened.
Yeah, that was weird. Like, I guess Kansas coach dropped it on the sideline or something like that. I'm like, what is going on? Different conversation for a different day. We could go off on a tangent. That's wild to me. But the thing about this is, if this were last week, Fitz, and Cincinnati's going on the road after the 2 emotional wins, I might actually take Oklahoma State plus the points. But because Cincinnati had that buffer game where they did sleepwalk through, I'm expecting them to come out with their hair on fire and blow this one open very, very early. So
I would agree. And, Oklahoma State has put up a little resistance earlier in the game. So
they have.
I mean, that's a good sign. That means they're still invested. They're just not good enough.
Correct.
That's a really good sign for the program. But yeah,
Absolutely.
I think Cincinnati wins this by 4 touchdowns plus.
Yeah, it'll be ugly. It'll be ugly. Moving on. Here's a good game. I know it's 2 teams in the bottom of the Big 12, but this is going to be a good football game. I promise you, people. West Virginia traveling to UCF. I didn't know this. I should be better in tune with this, but I was educated. Apparently, West Virginia and UCF do not like each other, Fitz. They have big problems with each other, going back to the days that before they were both in the Big 12. I'm like, I did not know that. And I thought it was UCF and Cincinnati that had problems, but apparently it's West Virginia too. I don't know. Either way, this game at UCF, UCF is favored at home, -7.5. This one's tricky. I'll let you go first on this one, Fitz.
It is. I'm shame on you for that. I had no idea they didn't like each other. That's just kind of weird.
Yeah.
That's like Kansas State disliking, I don't know. I can't even think of anyone. Tulane, just kind of random. I'm going to go with UCF.
Okay.
7.5 is a bad number though.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Nope. Just flipped. I'm going to go West Virginia. I don't like that 7.5. I can see UCF winning by 1 score, but not multiple.
And that's the thing. UCF teams have been running the football on them. And I think West Virginia is going to run the football. I think UCF is going to win the game, but I don't think they're going to cover. Give me West Virginia plus 7.5 in this one. Like I said, I think they're going to run it. I think they're going to be able to control some clock. And now I don't think they'll be able to stop UCF, but I just think the game's going to be closer. So give me West Virginia plus 7.5 there. Next game. Now this is another really good game. Arizona at Houston. Look, Arizona fans are fighting mad that they gave that game away last week. And to be quite honest with you, they should be fighting mad. That was a game they should have won. They had it, and I don't even necessarily blame the kids. I think the coaching staff got in the way. But that's just me. I thought they had opportunity. I know it was a tough game. Don't get me wrong. I just thought I thought the coaches let them down. Having said that, they're a better football team. But this is one where both teams are trying to rebuild their programs. Both teams. I think they're both evenly matched. I think the game's in Houston, so that you would say that has to matter, but what's the home field advantage for Houston at this point in time? It's not great. So while you're still traveling, it's not a hostile crowd that they're going to be going and playing in front of at the moment. I look at this and it's really close. Arizona -1.5 on the road. But I'm going to take Houston. I'm going to say that Houston wins this because Houston's really trying. Now, both are trying to build something.
Yeah.
But I think Houston is eyeing 8 victories. And you can't get to 8. You look at their schedule. I don't think there's a way you get to 8 unless you win this game.
Great.
And that's where I'm going with. That's my logic, is that Houston, I think both teams are really, really good. Well, they're both evenly matched. I don't know how really good they are, but I think this is a very evenly matched game. But I'm going to take Houston because, again, they're trying to get to 8 wins, and you can't get there with their schedule unless you win this game.
I was expecting Houston to be a favorite, and I'd be in conflict.
Right.
Who to pick, but no, I'm going to take Houston. You give me a 1.5, I feel even better about it. I think this is a really good game.
I do too.
I think these teams are going to get after it because they both know the importance of this one. This is a 50-50, and good teams win those.
They do.
And if you look back over the course of your season, you probably have 3 of those games, maybe 4 in the Big 12.
Yep.
And that's the whole difference in a successful or not successful season.
Yep.
Both coaches, for different reasons, probably feel the urgency, but I'm going to trust. I think Willie Fritz is the better coach, so I'm going to go with him and his group of guys that they don't have a huge home field advantage, but it's still home. You can sleep in your bed or a adjacent hotel or however they handle it, and you're not traveling and don't have all those other distractions. I'll take the Cougars over the Wildcats.
Yeah, I think it's actually going to be a low-scoring game because both these teams get after it defensively. This 45.5 number on the over/under, I don't know. I don't know. But I think it's going to be lower scoring than what people anticipate. I don't think this one's going to get out of control by any means scoring-wise. Moving on, 2 teams that I thought at the beginning of the year had an opportunity to win the Big 12 conference. Now, technically, I guess they still, I would say Baylor still has an opportunity. I don't think Tech has an opportunity, or not Tech, but TCU, excuse me. I don't think TCU has an opportunity, but Baylor's going to TCU. I don't know. TCU is favored at home, -2.5. I'll let you go first with this one, Fitz.
Yeah, this is a good one.
A weird game.
This is a really good matchup.
Mm-hmm.
And a little rivalry here, because everyone in Texas loves the state, but they don't like each other.
Correct.
So it's very strange. Very strange. Now, I've covered games with these 2 teams the last 2 weeks. I feel like Baylor was the better of the 2, but I think TCU just had a bad day in Manhattan. I think they just were off their game. I'm going to go with the Frogs. I think that loss probably was a cold slap upside the head. I think the Baylor defense is worse than the TCU defense. Neither one of them is very good. But I think Josh Hoover will settle in against the Baylor defense. This is going to be a high-scoring game. What's the over-under on this one?
It is 65.5.
Yeah, I might.
They'll be more than halfway by halftime.
I know. I might be hitting the over on that. Just I might break my own vow of not gambling. I'll take TCU.
So, that's the thing. Both these defenses are bad. I've had a couple people in the comments section, a couple Baylor fans saying, well, we're 4-2 and you keep talking about our defense. I'm like, have you watched them? I'm like, they don't stop anybody. I mean, so I'm not trying to be cruel. I'm just telling the truth. And having said all that, I think you're right. I think TCU, first off, they had to go to Arizona State, and they lost a tough one. They got up early and allowed Arizona State to just physically manhandle them in the entire second half. Then they basically let that loss beat them, not the next week because they played Colorado, but they kind of sleptwalked through that game. And then you go to Kansas State and you get the doors blown off of you. So what team is going to show up, Fitz? And that's the whole thing. What team is going to show up? I'm going to go with Baylor. I think Baylor still has everything in front of it as far as trying to get to the Big 12 title game. And I just think their offense is going to rule the day. Now, I think this, over-under, it might be 80. Who knows? But because I think there's going to be a high-scoring game. But give me Baylor. Give me Baylor. I'm going to take Baylor in this one. I know it's on the road. It is a tough place to play. TCU is a very tough place to play. But I'm going to take Baylor in this one because Baylor's kind of battle tested on the road. I mean, going to SMU and winning, and that was a pretty tough environment. I was there. So give me Baylor in this game to beat TCU. Yeah, Moving on.
Good. This is going to be good. Baylor's like that guy who thinks he's really good looking but has a beer belly.
Yeah.
And constantly sucks it in to convince himself he's really good, but everyone else said you got a beer belly. That's the defense. It's like,
yeah, that
I
defense
can't look at that thing.
That defense scares me. So
that was speaking from experience, by the way.
No, I get it. I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
Next game, Texas Tech traveling to Arizona State. I mean, look, if Arizona State just puts up a little bit of a fight last week, I don't know. They didn't. They just didn't.
No.
I'm actually embarrassed for Arizona State the way that they played, and they should be embarrassed, and
Yeah.
they probably are embarrassed, which means they're going to come out and give Tech everything that they have for a while. Now, this one, Arizona State plus 7.5. So they're the underdog at home. It's hard for me to go against Tech.
Me too.
It's just hard for me to go against Tech because they can beat you so many different ways. And again, I just saw Texas Tech not be able to throw the football. Quarterback gets hurt, back up, inconsistent, throwing an interception, just wildly inconsistent. So they decided to run the football for 372 yards and go win the game that way. Arizona State, it was a monsoon, so teams really couldn't throw the football. You couldn't throw it. And yet 276 yards later, Utah, again, just ran the ball right down their throat. Look, I'm sorry. Give me Tech. Give me Tech minus 7.5. I'm taking them.
I'm taking Tech.
Yeah.
And I'm not envisioning a reasonable number from Vegas that I won't take Tech on. I just think they're that good. I think they're better than everyone else in this conference this year, which is, by the way, that's really good for the conference.
Mm-hmm.
They need someone to play on the national level, and I don't think the nation's fully woke up yet to how good Tech is. I see Alabama above them in the rankings, and I got to tell you, those two teams meet on a neutral field. I'm taking Tech.
Absolutely.
I mean, I've watched a lot of college football. I've watched a lot of Big 12 football. Big B, I've covered this conference since the first game, literally, that was played in Big 12 action. Tech is one of the better teams that I've seen in this conference, and there's been national champions. I think Tech is really good.
They are. They're physical on both sides of the line. They can run it. They can throw it. They defend. They get after you. I mean, they got after Kansas last week. They had 9 sacks. Now, we kind of thought that was going to be the case, that Kansas O-line wasn't going to be able to hold up. But 9 sacks? I mean, that's a ton. They're really good, man. They are just really good. And that's Arizona. I think Arizona State is good. They didn't play like that last week, and hopefully it doesn't start to snowball. We don't get a snowball effect, because I don't think they're out of it. I don't think they're out of this race. They still have everything to play for to try to get to a Big 12 title game. They'll need some help, but you got to win this. If you don't win this, then I think their chances are over. And I think that's why we're going to get such a good game, Fitz, is because I think they know their backs are against the wall. What do we got? Mm-hmm. What do we got? So
I agree.
Then the last game, look here, the old Holy War. They've been at it since, well, first of all, I don't think Utah and BYU fans ever stopped getting after each other. But I knew it was going to be a good week, because when we did our recap on Monday, the very first comment in the comment section was, hey, forgive me or forgive us, because it's going to get ugly this week between Utah and BYU. I said after this week, it'll get back to normal. And the very next response was, no, it won't. And I said, yes, that is what I love. I love it. I love it. I love it. Chaos, bitter rivalry, nasty, do not like each other. We had 2 on yesterday. We had BYU and Utah. We did 2 separate little interviews / shows. And both of them, we just don't like each other. We just don't like them. And I tried to get them to get into and they kept it professional. But y'all know me. I'm not going to be professional. And I tried to get them, and they just wouldn't do it. And I'm like, dang it. But they do not like each other. They just don't. I love it. But getting into the football of this, Fitz, BYU has not been tested. BYU hasn't been tested by anybody that, like, they're moving up a notch in their test. I mean, if their biggest test was Arizona, BYU is twice as good as Arizona. So, or Utah, excuse me, is twice as good as Arizona. So, I don't know. I like the game. I think it's going to be a good game. Utah's favored -3.5. They're going on the road. It's going to be a wild environment. But give me Utah. I just think they're better. Freshman quarterback, never played in a game this big before. I think he's bound to make mistakes because I think Utah is going to say, you're not going to run it. I'm going to make you throw it. And I think that's going to be a problem. Give me Utah.
I'm with you. I didn't know Utah was favored.
Yeah.
Night game in Provo.
Mm-hmm. It's not really, though. It's 7. I mean, I guess technically it will be at night, but it's 7 Central, so it's 6 there, so it's not going to start at night. I know, that's what I'm saying. It's like it'll be night, but it'll be daylight when the game starts.
I think BYU is a good team.
Correct.
I don't think they're a great team. And I think this is the week when we start to realize that it really probably is Tech and Utah.
Mm-hmm.
Cincinnati's going to hang around, try to sneak in there at closing time, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
But yeah, it's I think Utah is a good football team. I think they are a motivated football team, and I think they remember what happened last year at Rice Eccles.
I was going to get into that because obviously that's the game of the week. We'll talk about it tomorrow. But, man, I mean, you can't get people to agree on that call to save anybody's life. I'm just like, holy mackerel. And we'll get into it tomorrow. But, yeah, I don't think they forgot. I don't think they forgot at all. But, look, it's not a disrespect to BYU to say that Utah's better or to say that Utah's been tested more. I think that's obvious. I mean, anybody with eyes can understand that Utah has played tougher competition up to this point than what BYU has played. And they didn't look great in one of those tests. They looked really good in another one of those tests. BYU hasn't played anybody to that caliber up to this point. We'll see. And I think that's the whole thing is people are kind of out on BYU because they're like, they haven't been tested. How good are they? Well, we're going to find out, which is why I said at the very beginning, we're going to separate from some contenders from pretenders. And not just this game. I think all up and down the whole conference slate this week, Fitz.
I'm with you. I have not looked forward to a Big 12 game that didn't involve the team I cover as much as this one. I haven't ever. I don't think I never gave 2 craps about Oklahoma, Texas. It was like I cheered for the officials. I cheered for the weather. But this one, I like both schools. I think both coaches are outstanding. I think both teams are, have their flaws and their strong points. I like BYU's use of pastries and ice cream better because I'm a fat guy, but that's not why I'm going to pick a game. I think Utah's the better football team this season, and I think they're going to go in there and get some revenge on last season.
Yeah, I think so too. So should be an absolutely incredible weekend. I'm excited for all of it. I really am. And like I said, no Friday games. We don't have we don't have like four games that we're like, okay, this one's going to be a blowout. And then it turns out to be a blowout, it's all going to be good contests this Saturday. I'm really looking forward to this. Going to be a good weekend. And like you mentioned, we don't have to stay up till 3:00 in the morning watching the end of a football game, which is great.
I love Big 12 After Dark, but I'm soft. I'm just soft. It's like one of those things that's a better idea than actually in practice, or a better way to put it as I'm going to go out drinking tonight means something different when you're 30 as opposed to 60. It certainly means something different when you're 21, but 30 is you can make it to closing time. It's not going to be easy. 60 is you're just hoping to get past 10 p.m.
Right. Right.
You want the kitchen to close before you leave, and you can't make it that long. It's just a sad evolution of manliness.
We're going to find out. I've got a 50th birthday party coming up in a couple weeks, going to Vegas, and we're going to see how that works out because we're supposed to be going out a couple of nights. We'll see how that works. So, but either way, I'm excited about this weekend, people. Should be a good weekend of Big 12 football. So I appreciate everybody. Tomorrow we'll highlight the game of the week, which is Utah at BYU, excuse me. Holy War. Cannot wait to talk about it and break that game down and watch football this weekend. So I will talk to you guys. Appreciate you. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you for watching the Big 12 Insiders, your Big 12 sports show. This has been a Spirit Street production.